Yes, lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning. It's a Tuesday, and I'm greeting you on this fateful Tuesday morning with a couple of Arsenal transfers and Arsenal transfer news as well. The Bissouma deal is back on, apparently, according to Football.London. It seems all the midfield options we are going for are quite difficult, so we have decided to go back for Yves Bissouma, and the bid is being prepared. It is in the pipeline. That is as reported by Football.London. Howsome Aouar, there is something so interesting going on with Aouar. He's not with training with Lyon. He's not actually in the Lyon preseason. Many people are saying, and many reports are actually saying, that this could be part of an Arsenal move. We're gonna discuss that a little bit. We have a third bid coming in for Ben White from that is confirmed by Sky Sport. We talked about this yesterday in detail, and of course Nuno Tavares. A couple of people have been asking me, Cossy, why aren't we announcing Nuno Tavares? I'm gonna speak about that as well. And then fans are set to be back in the stadiums in full. So the Emirates Stadium, we could have Arsenal fans go back to the Emirates Stadium in full capacity starting with August, and that is going to be very, very interesting. So please do smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thanks everybody. We have reached 24.4 thousand subscribers. That is really, really amazing. We should get to 25,000 subscribers very, very soon. Probably by the end of this week we should be at 25,000 and then moving very fast to 26. And look, I'm so glad, guys. I'm very, very glad. I hope you guys keep doing this, keep smashing the like button. Our like target is always 300 likes. 300. So let's make sure we smash 300 likes on this video, and let's make sure the channel grows bigger and bigger. I can do it. You guys do it. You follow, you smash the like button, and do all the good great things. Follow 1xBet. Make sure you do bet with them. Link is in the video description, and use promo code Cossy Media when you reach on their website. Betting is not allowed for persons under the age of 18. And finally, please follow me. Give me a follow on Twitter. It's Cossy on Twitter, and you could also find me on Instagram and give me a follow there. It is Cossy19. So I'm gonna change my picture to one where I'm putting on an Arsenal jersey, so that you can actually see me very, very well. Let's get the party started. All right. As we begin the party, let's start off with the fans, guys. It's been reported that the COVID numbers, people getting infected and dying from the disease or from the virus, is significantly reduced in the UK, to an extent that there's a big possibility now that fans will go back to the stadium. So if you're in the UK, or if you've been going to the stadiums and watching football, I think that is this is something very, very interesting. This is a point of excitement. It's so long. It's been so long, without fans in the stadiums, and football, as we know it, has become something so different. I mean, there is this. Is it called studio noise? Is it called virtual noise? It is ridiculous. I hate it. When there are no fans in the stadiums, and then they play. I mean, this kind of ridiculous, virtual studio noise. Leave it out. Leave it out. So we could have fans back in the stadiums, and the reason I'm speaking about this story is Arsenal is one of those clubs that really gets a lot of money from daily match revenue. So it would be something very interesting to see fans back in the stadiums, obviously supporting the lads, the Aubameyangs, the Sakas, and of course, it's, for me, it creates that kind of environment that is lovable. I mean, that is football, isn't it? It's all about the love. It's all about embracing each other. It's all about the noise. It's all about going crazy, and that is sport, and that is our sport, and that is football. So at the moment, I can confirm that negotiations are still going on to see that actually football fans get back into the stands in full. So you could see around 60,000 fans in the Emirates Stadium next season. Kongs the lads, we are really just tired of this virtual stadium noise, at least Kongs to me. So let's get into the transfer news. I know that's what you're waiting for at this point in time. And to get the party started, Yves Bissouma is back on the radar, right? And I told you yesterday, I was asked a very big question, because who do you think would be our fourth signing if Ben White, Tavares and Lokonga announced as Arsenal players. And then I looked around, again, and I was like, you know what? Bissouma. I went for Yves Bissouma. Now, Football.London have reported that Arsenal have actually regained their interest and stepped up their interest in the pursuit of Yves Bissouma. For me, they have not put a reason because they only say that Arsenal is is a big admirer of the player. But for me, I think what Fabrizio said, that the player was never on our priorities, is true. He was never a part of our priorities. He was never top or high on that list. But what I think what happened is, we've been looking around the likes of Senderbach, overpriced. The likes of Locatelli, it's a done deal to Juve. The likes of Renato Sanchez, a little bit of problems there with Liverpool and a couple of other clubs. The likes of Camavinga, overpriced, and then you have United and PSG. So I think the more realistic deal for Arsenal to do is Yves Bissouma. So this week, probably, or next week, we could have a bid. Arsenal are apparently preparing one to get in Yves Bissouma, as reported by Football.London. And I think this one is an easy one. It should be an easy one. I mean, you have the player wanting to come to Arsenal. He's always pulling out, our shirts. Sign me up, please sign me, please sign me, please sign me. And of course, you've got to get your ears open. The moment clubs like Liverpool come in for him, the moment clubs like City or United come in for him, you're gonna regret, as Arsenal fans. You're gonna regret as the Arsenal recruitment board, and you're like, we should have done this earlier. So I think with Yves Bissouma, we have to wait and watch the space. What really happens? Is Arsenal really gonna bid, for Bissouma in the coming days or weeks? And it will be very, very interesting to see what happens in that regard and the situation there. You've been asking me about Nuno Tavares. Now, Tavares arrived in England. He's finished his medicals way back in Portugal, but he's still in quarantine or quarantine. I don't know how you guys call it, but I prefer to call it quarantine. So he's still quarantining. I think for 8 days. It should be 8 days, around 8 to 7 days, and then after that, probably Sambi Lokonga will have finished his medicals and also could be confirmed as an Arsenal player. So Nuno Tavares, the deal has not gone silent. It's more like the Gabriel Magalhaes situation. We brought him in England, and then boom, everything was so silent. And I've seen a couple of Arsenal fans saying, why don't we do like Manchester United? They have announced officially that they have agreed a deal in principle for Jadon Sancho, and Dortmund also agreed, announced as well. I think that would be a little bit more professional, but I mean, we have to develop the waiting game. We have to adapt to the waiting game. That is the club we support. It is Arsenal. So Nuno Tavares is quarantining. It's not a dead deal. It is a done deal. He's just quarantining. I mean, Arsenal could announce him anytime. The likes of was it Willian was announced online, and Gabriel as well. So they could announce him online. They could decide to wait for the 8 days to collapse and then announce him physically. So we have to wait and see what comes out of that situation as well. So the last two stories we can talk about is a third bid for Ben White. This was spoken by Sky, and they said yesterday that Arsenal are apparently preparing a third bid for Brighton defender Ben White. So according to Chef, the Sky Sports reporter who was giving us an Arsenal update, and he really did a great job because he talked about so many Arsenal transfer deals, and said with Ben White, it is more like Arsenal will go in with third bid, and that should be the end. That should break the camel's back. Right. So at the moment, you don't have a lot of consensuses, being agreed between the two sides. But what we can confirm at least is there are progressive talks. The talks are very positive. Arsenal is very, very positive that a deal will be struck and agreed very, very soon. So of course, we've got to wait for that. We've got to wait for that. I mean, it's gonna be massive, isn't it? Really, really massive. If the young lad Ben White, 23 years of age, such a strong defender, if he signs for the club. So finally, there is something I've been looking at Housing Hour, and look, this for me doesn't mean anything, and that's why I've made it the last story. And this was quoted by, I think, reported by Giffen. Yeah, I think it was reported by Giffen. Yeah. And they were saying Houssem Aouar is absent from Lyon pre-season training because he is attempting to achieve a move away from the club this summer, not because he is sick as Lyon have claimed officially, according to sources contacted by Get French News. I prefer to call them Giffin. So with the Houssem Aouar deal, apart from the nonsense, the trash, and I'm so sorry to feed you with that trash from Todofi Judges. Apart from that trash, there is nothing, absolutely nothing new I've heard about the Houssem Aouar deal. Yeah, I know the player wants to leave. I do understand that very, very well. The player wants to leave the club, and Lyon are looking to sell the player as well. But he wants Champions League football, and with Champions League clubs, I don't think it was Juve interested. They have Chiesa now. They're chasing Locatelli. I don't see them as a potential destination for Houssem Aouar. However cheap this deal is, I don't see Juve going in for that. I don't see them doing it. The other destination, of course, is Arsenal, but he wants Champions League football. We don't have that. We cannot even promise him that next season we'll be there because so many clubs are coming from a very strong position, so it's gonna be really, really, really hard for Houssem Aouar to join Arsenal. But he's missing training, trying to secure a move away from the club. Of course, it's reported that Arsenal is interested in this summer. We were much interested last summer. I don't know why we didn't go back for the player. Maybe Edu and Mikel Arteta final I've seen. He's not what we're looking for. He's expensive, even things like that. I'll speak to you very, very soon. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and make sure you do hit the like button. Thanks for the love. I'm out.